Yo, 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 what's good, y'all? Welcome to this week's episode of Talks with Taboo. Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. Everybody's having a good week, dude. I'm having a great week. I'm just down here in New Orleans getting ready for these hurricanes. Definitely ain't my favorite type of canes. But before I introduce this week's guest, I just got to say that my EP, Cult Classics Volume 2, is out now at Wakaan. If you listen to the show, you already know that. But if you're new to the show, go check that shit out, man. It's a fucking awesome EP. I love it. And I love this guest this week, man. It's actually our first time ever talking. For real, like, we've never talked ever, but that's what's so beautiful about these podcasts, man. We get to sit down and know a little bit about each other. So with all that being said, let's get into this week's episode of the podcast. Come here, girl, 'cause that's back. Let me take my tongue and go around your dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I marry. Hey, hey, and she's so different. I need that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. Joining us now is a man who has been in the scene for a long time, and he has made amazing music throughout the entire time. Now, you can pretty much call him a professional at-home chef. He has an EP dropping this Friday on Wakaan called What You See, ladies and gentlemen, that dude, Buku.
What up? How you doing, man?
What's up, dude? It's actually our first time meeting, dude. I'm Mitch. It's nice to meet you, Rob.
Yeah, likewise, man. I was told that we would be friends.
Yeah? Who said that? Oh, many. Okay, cool.
The S-Fam boys. They told me.
They're just the worst, aren't they?
Yeah, I love those boys. I had the pleasure of having them on tour this past fall.
Yeah, Jacob's just is like the best person to be on the road with, I feel like. Michael keeps you grounded, but Jacob's just like, yo, let's just have a good-ass time.
Jacob does not keep you grounded.
No, not at all. It's go right now and let's not stop.
Yeah.
So how you doing, bro? How you doing during these times, man? What you been up to?
Yeah, I feel like a bunch of friends of mine, we've all kind of agreed, this pandemic and the quarantine has been going on for a good while now, so we're really starting to feel it, but I don't know, I'm still kind of enjoying having some time at home, to be honest. And
yeah.
I've been spending a ton of time working on music, just working on stuff that I've been meaning to do for years and years, but never really had the time to do it. So kind of spending the time being home, working on stuff, just getting grounded after. I've been touring full time for so many years at this point.
Yeah.
So it's having a time to be home and get healthy, riding my bike a lot, and just working on the shit I've been meaning to, man. It's been all right. Financially, not the tightest time ever, but everything else, man, I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking, dude. I've been doing the same. I've been riding my bike actually a lot recently. I got a free one from my buddy, and I've always wanted a bike, so I've been getting on my exercise shit in the mornings, dude. My health kind of got out of hand. Yeah, I felt like I had a good health going on whenever I was on tour, because I'd be on the road and I was working out 4 times a week, and then once COVID happened, I couldn't go to a gym, so then I was my health just kind of got bad. And so I know last week I was reevaluating my goals. I have a goal board in my room, and I was used to my goal board, it was nothing but music stuff, but it's man, I have such a good work ethic with music. I was I don't need to focus on that right now, because I'm already gonna do that. And so I've just been focusing on my health, and biking has actually been whooping my ass, but I've been having fun doing it.
Dude, I love it. It's nothing better, man. Nothing better. It's been so goddamn hot though.
Yeah, where do you live?
In Pittsburgh? Oh, it's not. I don't have shit on you down south, man.
Yeah, right.
Chuck, how's this sound? This is probably better.
Whoa, way better.
Okay.
and now there's no lag from the audio and video, dude.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. I didn't have the device switched.
Dude, it's perfect. No, it's a complete game changer with this.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Dude, no. So you run a lot of bikes. Do you feel like you're a pretty healthy guy?
Yeah, I mean, well, now I am. I was not at all when I was touring. Like, I'm a bit of a drinker. Like,
Hell yeah, I can relate to that, brother.
hell yeah, brother. But like on tour, I would try to like hit the hotel gyms and like whatnot, but it was like I would do it like I would do it once during a weekend and then never again for like another month. Like I just never ended up doing what I intended on doing, and just being hungover all the time, eating eating food in the airports and traveling, and just like not it was pretty easy to not be so healthy. So that's what like I'm saying. It's nice to kind of like get back to basics, during this quarantine.
I totally feel you, dude. I used to be kind of unhealthy on the road too, and then I started doing a bunch of shows with Jansen, and he just makes you feel really bad about yourself because he's hitting the hotel gym. He's like eating salmon and salads. I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta catch up to this because he's like older. He has a fucking father, and he's kicking ass. I'm like, all right, I gotta change my ways, man.
I know he's a dad as hell. Like he's got it figured out, man.
That leprechaun looking ass motherfucker. All right, so I can't. I see the blonde. I've seen the blonde hair in the pictures. Is it naturally blonde, or you got like a little ginger thing going on? Because with this camera angle, it looks like you got like some redness going on too. I'm trying to figure it all out.
I'm like a Neapolitan ice cream. Like, I got a few different tints to me, man. I got like a red beard. I'm naturally like kind of like dirty blonde on the top, but I actually dyed it more blonde. So I'm like adding to more confusion. So I'm a whole different bunch of tints over here, man.
It's all right, dude. I always like to ask people their tint, and I've been confused my whole life, so it's okay, man.
Okay.
Dude, so I've been seeing you've been doing like a lot of at-home cooking, man. Like, I've been seeing you doing that za, brah. And actually,
yeah, brother.
Yeah. You always been a big cook, or is that just something you've gotten into recently?
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of like as I've gotten older and like as I was traveling more and more, I read and watch a lot of like cooking material on the internet. Like I watch a lot of cooking YouTube stuff. So I really started enjoying cooking, and as I was like traveling, I would always be like looking up new stuff and just reading about figuring out recipes and like reading about and watching cooking techniques and all that stuff. So I would come home and try out like whatever I had been like reading about over the weekend while I was traveling. I would come home and like try out whatever technique that might be. And from there, it's just kind of like blossomed into this thing. And I realized I could like actually cook pretty well. So I like sharing the photos with the people. The people always are appreciative too.
Yeah, it's definitely good, wholesome content for sure.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
We
need that, man.
I totally. It's tough getting content right now. You know what I'm saying? It's tough.
I know. Like the internet is such a fucking chaotic piece of shit right now. Like if I can like make someone smile with a slice of pizza, like I'm with that.
Hell yeah. I fucking made sushi for the first time a few weeks ago. Sushi? Yeah, man. I was like, damn. Because I love fish and like raw fish, and I love sushi. I mean, goddamn. So I was like, all right, I got all this time. Let me learn how to make it. And it was actually a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
You did the rolling and all that. Did you get like the little bamboo thing or whatever?
Yup.
Oh, that's crazy.
I even went to like an Asian market, and it was one of the craziest places I've ever been to buy food. Because, like, the aisles were, like, there's enough room for maybe half a person to get through the aisles.
Yo, they're always tiny.
Yeah.
They're always super tiny, man.
And I asked someone where the seaweed was, and they got mad at me and started yelling at me in another language, and I didn't know what to do, so I just was like, ah! So I just walked the other way. There's, like, fish just laying there, and I was like, this is the oddest place I've ever been to, but I got everything I needed.
It's amazing. I'm always a little intimidated whenever I go in there, because there's so much stuff that, it's like, obviously I can't read what a lot of the labels are, and like It's just you're diving into that culture, and you didn't. I never was like prepared for like how much stuff I was like confronted with. There's so much stuff in those tiny aisles.
It's ridiculous, dude. But I learned, man. So did you learn how to make pizza during this? Or were you already doing
I've
the
been
za?
making it I was doing the za. Like I've been doing it for a good number of years now. Just kind of like perfecting the cooking technique, like my dough recipe, my sauce recipe, all that stuff. I've been working on it for a little while now.
Hell yeah. I worked for a pizza shop for like 3.5 years, and it was actually a fucking dope job. Like I really enjoyed that job.
Oh,
like,
really? Was it a chain place or was it like a local joint?
It was a local joint. It was called Soul Shine Pizza out in Jackson, Mississippi. And,
oh, nice.
Dude, it got voted like best pizza or like I think like 7 or 8 years like in Jackson for like, best pizza in Jackson for like that many years. And dude, that was honestly like one of the coolest jobs I had. Like I wouldn't mind, like even if I was on tour and everything, I wouldn't mind going to work at that job like at least once a week just to like, it's cool when you have a job when you're like working with all your friends and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's something that's kind of like I've been thinking about like from time to time where it's like, shows ain't happening right now.
Right.
And like I've been thinking it's just like if I had to do like some kind of other side hustle at some point, I thought about potentially maybe working at a pizza place. Everybody tells me to like open my own joint, but it's just like you kind of need money to do that right now. Not right now, my dude.
Right. It's definitely not the time to open up a restaurant, man.
Fuck no. I actually had a friend who he opened up a empanada restaurant. He's from Argentina. He opened up an empanada restaurant like shortly before quarantine. Thankfully, he's been doing all right. But like, as everything was rolling out, I was always watching him like post on social media, just like, holy shit, like I couldn't have possibly done this at a worse time. But
oh yeah,
he's been surviving, which is nice.
I feel like, especially restaurants that have like the outside patios and stuff like that, those are the ones that are thriving right now.
Oh yeah. And it's such a nice change of pace too. Like I haven't been out to eat in God knows how long. I mean, I've gone to like a patio. I've done a patio service like maybe 3 times during the quarantine, and it's been like a dream come true the whole time. Just like a little glimpse of what life used to be for just a second,
No, I actually, me and my girlfriend, we went and sat down at a restaurant in Arkansas whenever we went to go visit my dad. He lives up, and you ever been to Eureka Springs? Or ever heard of it?
Eureka Springs? No.
Dude, it's like this beautiful little hippie town up in Arkansas. My dad lives up there, and it was right whenever places were starting to back open for the first time, and it's such a small town, and so everyone was just out and about. And I went and sat down at a restaurant like inside, and I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." I was like, I forgot how dope it was.
So nice, man.
Yeah.
Do they have hot springs out there? Do they have hot springs in Arkansas?
So they do in Arkansas, not at Eureka, but they do it. I think they literally have a Hot Springs, Arkansas is the name of the town.
Oh, sick. I love hot springs so much.
I ain't never been in one, man.
Oh, you got to treat yourself sometime, man.
Gotta live a little.
It's so nice. What's that?
It's just gotta live a little, huh?
Live a little, man. It smells like sulfur. It's kind of repulsive, but god damn, is it a good time.
Sulfur, don't they put that like in food or something like that? Is that good for you, or?
You should not eat sulfur, my dude. You should definitely not do that.
Sounds like something. It sounds like a psychedelic drug.
I mean, it could be in some doses. I'm sure people have tried.
Dude, that's what's so funny about like certain drugs, or like especially like you see like crazy stuff on Vice where people are like licking toads, and like I saw this thing where this guy was tickling a toad's belly, and then like it sweated this goo, and then you like trip off the goo. I'm like, who's the crazy son of a bitch who did that for the first time? Who literally they tie the toad up to where its limbs are spread, and then they just start tickling it, and then it just starts.
Oh my
oozing.
god, that poor thing.
Right, and they
what the fuck are y'all doing to me?
They have to go deep into the fucking into the jungle to find them. Like, who is the first crazy person to tie up a frog and tickle it trying to get high?
It's the first person who did it, but then that first person who did it came back to their homies. It's just like, yo, y'all gotta try this shit.
Well, it's the same with food. Like, dude, who do you think like the first person who takes a chicken's like hatched egg and was like, dude, this is breakfast? You know what I mean? Like that guy's gotta be crazy.
I was reading some shit. It's just like how fucking brutal it is. Like the actual like act of frying chicken so it's like the dead muscle of the animal is like you put flour on it and then you put it into like the like pulverized embryo of the chicken, the egg, and like back, and it's fucking brutal, man.
We are terrible.
I know, we're horrible people. It's like that's when I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand the vegan. Like that's when I start to understand a little bit.
The Lord's up there like, what have I created?
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
You ain't no, you're definitely not a vegan because I've seen your pepperonis on your pizza, dude.
Oh yeah. No, not me.
You murderous bastard.
I know. I deserve what's coming to me.
Don't we all, bro? Dude, I see the modular synth back there, dude. I know that's a whole another nerdy thing just to dive into with production. Like production and sound design itself is already just such like a nerdy topic especially when you're talking to other people who don't understand that shit. But that right there, I feel like is just taking it to the next level, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. It's another level of nerd that like I was before I was talking to you, I was basically I was asked to explain the modular system in like, you know, like modular for dummies version of it, and I'm just like, it's not possible. Like I cannot explain this in very simple terms. It's like it's just any way you slice it, it's stupid complex, but goddamn, I love it so much, man. It's so much fun.
Is that where you're getting most of your sound design stuff from? Is from modular stuff, or are you still like a lot of digital things going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's like primarily modular stuff is my sound design. So the song that I just released, "What You See," like all those synths that you hear, I think pretty much all the synths you hear in the song are modular. And then in the EP that's coming up, the EP is going to be released a little bit later in September. All of the rest of the EP is all modular stuff. It's super modular heavy. Like everything I do now is super modular heavy.
Does it take more time to do stuff like that whenever you're doing sound design, or is it a little bit easier and faster because it's just right at your fingertips, like in a literal way?
Yeah, like I find it to be a little bit faster because there's like a few particular oscillators on here that are pretty much just like primed and ready to go. They just have like 4 different parameters on them, and like they have like 3 different modes of like oscillator, like 3 different like generation modes of the oscillator. So like between the 3 modes that you can put it in and then the 4 parameters, you can just like come up with a brand new sound like with just a few twists of the knob. And then from there it's like the whole thing with like the modular synthesis is like any knob that you can turn, there's anything that you can physically turn, there's usually somewhere where you can plug a cable in where it'll like move the knob for you, which I know in like some of the like wavetable synths, like you can apply like LFOs to like certain like pieces of like the parameters in those synths. It's basically doing the same thing on modular system.
Yeah, that's kind of
it's just like it's crazy as fuck. Yeah, and it looks wild too.
It definitely looks wild. It definitely looks like it can get a little pricey too at times, man. I started looking into it. I was like, okay, this is wild.
Yeah, the shit ain't cheap, that's for sure. That's why I've been working on building it for like the last like 4 years at this point, I think.
So your music is like very, you know, especially with the new EP, you sent it to me. It's fucking amazing, by the way. But like it's got like this melodic vibe going on, but it's also really heavy. So are you able to, you know, even though you have the modular synth, are you able to like play out the different notes? Like, is it like a keyboard on there that you play the different notes, or is it like a sequencer that's playing the different notes? Because that's what your songs aren't just one note. Like it has like a melody to it, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, you can I do have I have like a little tiny MIDI keyboard, so you can basically use a keyboard and it'll translate MIDI information to CV, which is control voltage. So you can convert like note information into like electronic information, and that's where you can have like the different pitches through it. And so you can play you can so I have it three ways over here. You can either play it on the keyboard, or you can set a sequencer to play the different notes, or I can actually like write I can write like a melody in the piano roll in my software, and then send the MIDI information from the piano roll in from the computer into the modular system too. So yeah, you're able to do like all that melodic stuff with it's not just like one note like drone or like noise stuff. You can do musical stuff on the modular system for sure.
Yeah. Does it? That's wild. So I didn't know you could send MIDI information into it like that. Does routing that motherfucker take a good minute?
Yeah, well, I mean, especially like whenever you're learning it, it definitely takes a while, because there's a few just like a very basic signal, like a very basic synth that would be like, if you open up any kind of like software synthesizer or like software synthesizer, what would be like your initial patch in a software synthesizer takes like, it takes a good bit of patching on the modular synth, because it inherently doesn't like make any noise whenever you don't have anything plugged. Everything you plug in, you have to follow a signal path, otherwise it won't make any noise.
Right.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a learning curve to figure out like what pieces you need to connect to make just the very basic synth. But from there, you just start building on and making it more complex and interesting and having more like moving parts to it.
So I saw that that you had tweeted for your new EP that you had went out and rented a cabin, right? For like, what'd you say, like 3 weeks on there?
Yeah, it's for 3 weeks in January.
Do you feel like it's a little harder for you to write at home? Like, what was the reasoning for you trying to get away to do something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like, it was right after I finished my tour, which was like 4 months of chaos. And 4 months of chaos and stress and like financial stress, because like putting on a tour is a really expensive proposition, which I feel like maybe not a lot of people understand. I mean, just like a common fan of the music might not fully understand how expensive it is to put on a tour. So it's just like, I just kind of like was fed up. I excuse me.
Oh, good.
I just kind of had it at that point, and I was like, you know what? Like, I don't even want to be home. Like, I want to like escape everything that I know. I want to go to a place where I don't know a single person. So I packed up my studio and went up to like a little lake town and just like spent the next 3 weeks like just going to the gym, working out. Like, I got into meditating at the lake, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So I like got into meditating, and I was just working like every day for hours and hours, just working on music and focusing on like my own like physical and mental being. And it was so worth it. And I came out of it with this EP too.
Hell yeah, man. I want to talk a little bit about meditating, because that's something that I haven't been able to get into something like that, because I'm way too ADHD. Like, I have way too much fucking energy in me, and I have trouble sleeping just because whenever I get into bed, like sometimes I just can't even shut my mind up. Like, how do you?
Yeah, well, that's
chill out?
like that's literally like the point of meditation too. It's like that's like, and I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not like an expert in it. I just did it. I just learned to do it a little bit, but like. Because your mind is so active, it's like even more reason to get into meditation. And just it's a really, I think, a really powerful exercise in learning how to shut your mind off. and it's just like another level of like controlling your own mind and just like being the master of your own mind is kind of like what it teaches you to do.
Yeah, I guess I need to hop on that train, bro, because the only way I can sleep is if I take some melatonin, dude, and masturbate. It's like if I can't do those two, then I'm fucked.
Oh yeah, beyond that, man. Yeah, you're up. I'm on that ZQL train, man.
Really? Is it better?
I don't know. Melatonin, if I take it too much, I have like the fucking like most batshit crazy dreams, man.
Those are my favorite, though. I have them too, but I fucking love the weird dreams, man.
Oh, you psycho, man.
Yeah, a little bit. Dude, I experienced sleep paralysis for the first time whenever I first started really touring, just because, like, you know, you get it whenever you don't.
No.
Dude, no,
Jeez,
I actually.
that sounds so terrifying.
It was, but I loved it at the same time. Like, I remember I was laying down, I couldn't move at all, and there was someone standing over my bed, like, grabbing at my legs. It's because you're, like, dreaming, like, nightmares while you're awake, and you can't move, and I knew that I was having sleep paralysis, but I was like, this is scary, but this is fucking awesome.
That is so terrifying. I am not with it at all.
Hell yeah, bro. Just so go into a lake house to write music, man. It's very peaceful. You ever thought about just getting out of Pittsburgh and just going somewhere that, like, you know, where there is some fresh air or maybe a lake? You ever thought about moving to some peaceful place like that?
Yeah, you know, I think about it sometimes, man. Like, just like, I don't know, like just getting away from the temptations of being in Pittsburgh with all my friends, because it's like, you know, I can make like a single phone call and like be raging in an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
So just getting away from those like temptations, and yeah, I've thought about it, but you know, at the same time, it's like, man, I still got to be near an airport too, which
Right.
yeah.
No, yeah, I live in New Orleans, dude. So you know, a party's a beer flip away. You feel me?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
God damn, I love New Orleans so much, man.
It's a good time. I love it too, man. It's I absolutely love it here. But I'm thinking about moving out to like Utah. You know, thinking about
Utah,
Yeah, bro, out there in Salt Lake.
sick.
Yeah, you got
Salt
the
Lake City's
mountains.
wonderful.
You got the outdoors. You got the nature, but also
You got the
you
Mormons.
You got the Mormons, which, you know, don't cause no problems. You feel me? So it's just like, but
That's true.
also you got an airport.
Yeah, that's true. A new airport too. I think they're building a new one.
Yep. That's what I've been told. So you're out there. You're out
Are
there
you?
in Pittsburgh.
Do you like ski? Do you ski or like snowboard or anything?
I've never
Sorry.
done any of that. I never saw snow until last year. It was my first time ever seeing snow. Whenever I was on.
You're kidding me, really?
No,
Wow.
I was on because I grew up in Mississippi and it don't snow there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I fucking whenever I was on tour, I think I was in where the fuck was where I first saw snow. I think I was in Denver, and I was like, I remember there was like a foot of snow on the ground, and I was losing it.
Oh man,
I was like
Snow's
a child.
wonderful, dude.
Yeah, I was like a child, like throwing snowballs at random
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
people, trying to start snowball fights. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what's up? What's up, bro? I thought this was America. I thought this was America.
Welcome to my childhood, man. That was it. Snowball fights. Everybody's like sledding.
Yeah.
Man, there's probably swaths of people in the South that have never seen snow, I imagine.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, it was definitely very exciting, and that's kind of I kind of want to snowboard. I used to skateboard when I was a kid, but I feel like I'd be decent at snowboarding.
Snowboarding is difficult, man. I'm a skier myself, but I tried snowboarding, and it's very easy to bust your ass.
I feel like I might piss
Very,
off a
very
lot of people when I say this, dude, but I feel like men skiing, you got to have a purse on if you're doing it.
A purse?
Yeah, if you're skiing, dude, snowboard like a man.
Snowboarders have attitude, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'll rock a purse. I don't give a fuck.
SWA, snowboarders with attitude.
That's it, dude.
Dude, so you out there in Pittsburgh,
Oh,
dude.
you know what?
Go ahead.
You said Jackson, Mississippi.
Yep.
It reminded me that I got told to go the fuck home in Jackson, Mississippi at a traffic stop, at a traffic light.
What'd you do?
I rented a car. I was playing a gig at
Martin's.
I think Mississippi State University.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's in Starkville,
I rented a
Mississippi.
car. What's that?
That's in Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah. So I was yeah, that's right. So it was actually up there.
Yeah.
So I played the gig and I was driving back to the airport, and so my rental had Alabama plates. And so it was like 7, 8 a.m. like on a college campus. Like nobody was out. I was driving back and this car pulls up next to me and he starts saying something out of the side. So I'm just like, what? So I rolled down the window on the side, said, I see you got them Alabama plates, boy. Why don't you be a good man and go the fuck home?
Dude, Starkville is not an inviting place, bro. I'll tell you that, man.
No, I was like, yo, heaven forbid he knew I was from the north, too. I was just like, that's what I'm doing. I'm out of here, yo.
I'm out this bitch. I've been to Starkville, Mississippi one time. I went up to Mississippi State. And that is, someone's asked me, where's the worst place you've ever been in your life? I said, fucking Starkville, Mississippi, dude. God damn, that place.
I did not feel very welcome around there, my dude.
Dude, I had a guy try to fight me at a bar because I told him I liked his shirt.
Oh, my God. I mean, from my short experience with it, I can't say that I'm too shocked.
Straight up, I'm at the bar, and this guy had like this dope Star Wars shirt, and I was like, dude, that's a nice shirt. He said, the fuck you say, dog? I was like, I held up my hands and I said, I've had it with this place. That was the third guy that night who tried to fight me for no reason, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Crazy places, man.
Yeah, these places are wild, bro. These motherfuckers need to get a blowjob or something and chill out. Praise the Lord. Dude, so are you out there in Pittsburgh, dude? Are you Steelers fan?
I am a Steelers fan, yep.
Hell yeah, dude. You think Big Ben's gonna come back this year, or you think that old big fuck is gonna throw the season off?
Man, he's got like a glass skeleton at this point, man.
At this point, he does, dude.
I know. It's like even when he was like healthy relatively, just like watching him, like every play, if he got outside of the pocket, it's like literally everybody would stand up and just like clench up. It's just like he gets hit, he's going down and he's getting hurt, like
right,
100%. So I don't know. He says he can throw a NFL caliber pass, but you know, we'll see what the fuck happens if football even happens at this.
Oh, it's happening, dude. I don't need that attitude. I'm ready for some football. You know. Dude, man,
Don't make it happen, man.
Right, man. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for the Steelers organization for saying, you know what, this is Big Ben's team. We're gonna give him another shot. You know what I mean? Like, cause y'all could have drafted damn Cam Newton, which everyone thought was gonna happen, but the Steelers were like, you know what, we're gonna give him a shot. He deserves it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been like a conversation for I think like 5 or 6 years. It's like, is this his last season? It's like probably like damn near a decade we've been talking about if it's his last season.
I feel you, man. I'm a Saints fan,
keeps
so
it rolling, man.
That's how it is with Drew Brees. Like, is he done? Where is he going? Which we're like, please stay, motherfucker. Please stay.
Oh, I'm like I would say the Saints are my second team. I really like the Saints.
Hell yeah, man. They
I was in New Orleans at some bar, actually with the S-Fam boys. Excuse me. We had a few days off of tour, and we decided to spend them in New Orleans. And so I was in New Orleans at a New Orleans bar whenever he, what was the record that he surpassed, like all-time touchdowns or something?
No, all-time yards. It's completion yards as a quarterback.
Yeah. Whatever it was, I was in New Orleans at a bar watching that, and it was fucking awesome. It made me like the Saints even more.
Dude, it made me that moment. I literally like had like a tear fall from my eye. Like it was such a magical moment.
Oh yeah, it was like emotional in the club too,
Yeah.
like in that bar.
Everyone's hugging, dude. Like the most thugged out person
great.
in there is like crying, bro.
It was wonderful, man.
Dude, so I wanted to shift gears and talk a little bit about, the music scene, dude, because you're a guy who's been in this scene for such a long time, and I got so much respect for you because I went back and was listening to your music. It was go back like 9 years on SoundCloud, and it was quality back then, and it's gotten you've kept like the same style of like this melodic, keeping melodic, like the melodic and the heavy, but also like you have like this trap vibe inside of you. Because I know whenever I saw you here and play in New Orleans like a good 2 years ago, and like your lineup on the lineup that you were on that night, your set was my favorite because you were on that fucking trap vibe, and it was so much fun, dude. Like,
man.
What has been the biggest change for you that you've seen in not only the music production but like the scene itself?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of like the change. Hold on one second. I'll start that again. I had strep throat like this last week, so my throat's
you mean COVID-19?
Dude, I tested negative. I was so fucking happy.
I'm not just positive. I'm HIV positive.
What's that? Sorry.
Oh, I'm not just positive. I'm HIV positive. It's a South Park reference.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay. So the actual answer. Yeah, my throat's all funky this week.
You want me to scratch?
So yeah, I
you?
think like. Oh, please do.
I'm sorry. I'll quit interrupting. Go for it.
So I think like the main changes came from like when it gained popularity. Oh man, I have a really cynical view of all this, but I'll talk about it. I don't give a fuck. Like,
do it.
That's
what this podcast
it's COVID. Is for. Like, the end of the world is coming. Like, I don't fucking care anymore. I'll talk about my cynical view of everything. So, as it's gained popularity, I think, and this is something especially over the like more recent years, where there's so many people, there's so many fans of it, where I think it started being like, it became a scene by being controlled by the creatives and the musicians and like the curators and like the popular DJs of like the radio shows on BBC Radio 1 or like Rinse FM, all that stuff. Like it was all like controlled, and like people were coming out with like creative content. Actually no, fuck that word. They were coming out with music. But in the recent years with the popularity, there's some kind of like entitlement that I think a lot there's people out there that feel an entitlement over what they have, like over their expectations of an artist. And so it's like shifted where it's almost like the creative control is almost like shifting into the hands of the fans, which I don't think was the way previously. So with this like shift, it's like, I don't know, like I think of like Getter with his visceral thing, like people reacting to that, which is like, you know what, like that's, you didn't have to go see it, there's been a shift of like who controls the creative part of it, which I think I'd really dislike. Yeah, I don't know if that particularly answers your original question, but it's kind of something that's been on my mind.
No, that's why I like having these. That's why I like having these podcasts. So like especially with people that have been in the game and the scene for a long time. Someone like you, like you're like, I enjoy hearing these perspectives, and I really appreciate and welcome all the honesty of it, because I feel like a lot of other people, especially like the consumers, which are the people that listen to this podcast, these are things that they don't think about, or these are things that they don't know.
Yeah. I mean, with all that considered, it's like, I love having the feedback from fans and whatnot, but there's like this school of thought that it's like, if you're not as an artist or a musician, if you're not like providing exactly what those people are like expecting from you, it's like, well, fuck that and da da da, and like it's just like this crazy attitude if you don't provide exactly what those people want, and that's it really really irks me, because it's like I'm gonna make whatever the fuck I want, and it's great that people enjoy it, but it's like I'm not gonna like switch my sound up for the sake of those people who like gave me a hard time on Twitter or something,
Yeah. No, man, like those people, I mean, as stuff gets popular, these people, they're just haters, bro. Like the ones that are like, if you're not doing this, like we're after you, man. Those are just haters. And like, as things get more popular, you're going to get a lot of more negative people, or especially now where everyone has their own platform for their opinion. You know what I mean? Like everyone has a Twitter, so everyone can post their opinion, dude. And I'm every time someone posts opinions about something, I want to tweet at them like, please continue telling your opinion. I'm sure everyone cares about it. It's just like
yeah. Like everybody has the platform and everyone has the time right now too.
Yes, time is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
So like other than that, like what do you feel like is some of the biggest biggest change in the music, that from your perspective, some of the biggest changes?
Yeah, I mean, like an easy answer to that, like an easy automatic answer was definitely just like the overall like just abundance of loudness,
Yeah.
like and the thing that I didn't learn this until just recently, but like people putting the soft clipper at the end on their masters, I didn't learn that shit until recently. That's how all these like crazy heavy loud rhythm dudes are doing that. That's why these tunes are like these absolute fucking screamers. Like they're just so outrageously loud. Like I had no idea. It's like, I'm coming from like a background in like audio engineering and doing like studio work and shit, like throwing distortion on the end of everything. It's just like, what the fuck? What? Like, you guys are really doing this?
Yeah.
But it works, whatever works.
Absolutely. I just learned that recently too, though, with my collab with Jansen. He had this master chain on, and it was like the most simple fucking master chain I've ever seen in my life, but the track sounded so good and so loud. I was like, how? This makes no fucking sense. But
dude, his shit sounds so good too.
So good, dude. But you said that you come from a background of audio engineering. Is that something that you were doing before you were putting out tunes as Buku, or was this something that you were learning as you were doing Buku?
It was kind of like alongside of it, because I started Buku when I was in college, and I went to school for music technology. So I went to school learning audio engineering. So it was kind of like coinciding, and I did a bunch of like I recorded a lot of like hip hop stuff. I mean, that was in like home studio stuff, but I like put in a lot of hours of doing that, and like I did like internships at professional studios and stuff, but I started the Buku thing, and that kind of took off. I mean, otherwise I'd probably be working in a studio if I wasn't doing this.
Mm-hmm. So like, how hard was it making dubstep back like 9 years ago? Because like because now we have all these crazy, we have Serum, all these preset packs, like insane samples to manipulate. Like, well, how hard was it back then?
And all the YouTube tutorials, man, there was nothing out.
Yeah.
Like I remember learning how to like automate the cutoff on a synth for the first time with an LFO.
Yeah.
And like actually make the wobble sound. And I remember I was with my homie Martin, is his name. He's from Bulgaria. That has nothing to do with the story, but he is. But we were like sitting there, and we're just like, yes, yeah, like holy shit, it's wobbling, like freaking the fuck out, because like there was like one YouTube video that explained how to do it in Massive, and we were just like fucking bugging out. But like other than that, it was just kind of like figuring shit out by making really bad music was pretty much how I figured it out.
Yeah, dude.
Still figuring it out too.
even whenever I started producing like 5 years ago or something like that, and Serum hadn't just came out yet, but like even then there wasn't all these crazy YouTube videos. Like now there's people who make full on careers out of doing like tutorial videos and stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally like anything you could possibly think of. If you go into like the YouTube search bar, like there's like multiple videos on explaining whatever it is you have on your mind.
Now there's so much content out there that now it's turned into like Eliminate making tracks out of like his cat meowing, and you're like, whoa, there's so much information about production. Now it's got to this. It's like, where's it gonna keep going, dude? It's pretty cool though.
Dude,
really cool.
They're like straight up. There's like straight up production YouTubers.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They make it
like
have a
these
whole
guys
career.
with like the shocked face on their thumbnails for their videos, like oh my god,
That's
they're
what we're
actually
gonna.
YouTubers now.
That's what we're gonna
crazy.
do for the thumbnail for this video, just because you said that. Just give me the most
Here, I'll
shocked.
come up real close too.
Give me the most shocked face you can. Look in the camera. That's what we'll do now. Yep.
Got that.
Mike done came up right there, man. Can't hear you no mo.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go, dude. There we go.
We got that clickbait, cuz.
Yeah. Dude, so since you have been in this scene for so long, you know, and you've stayed relevant the entire time, which is a hard thing to do because, you know, even like I've seen people come and go even for the time that I've been in the scene, you know what I mean? So like how does one stay relevant through all the times and stay on top of the game and continue to grow?
Man, short answer, I have no fucking idea. I've just been like it's just keeping a steady stream of music, and I never claim I'm not like one of those dudes that like is on Instagram stories and like tweets every single second of the day. Like I'll have my days where I'm like on it heavy, but like I don't know. I think I've built a really genuine I hate using this like terminology for it, but like a genuine image for myself.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not trying to front like I'm not trying to front like stunting on any kind of shit. It's like, no, I'm just a dude who I make music, and I think I played like decent sets, and it's just I thought I've built up a group of people around me as like listeners and fans who recognize it for what it is,
Yeah.
not trying to like ride out like current styles and like trying to like be super flashy about shit,
Yeah.
because I think that's the thing. Like, you think you've seen people come and go, man. Like, I can't even tell you. And like, I've also watched people that were, that I was coming up with who have like gone fucking like massive fan bases now, and they've just been doing like amazing stuff, and it's like you can't let that kind of stuff discourage you at the same time.
Yeah.
So like between building that kind of following, that's or like presenting it in a way that's not pretentious, it's not flashy, but also just kind of like chugging along, really, just keep it moving. It's really the best way I think I could describe that.
No, that's a really good answer, by the way, man. And everything you're doing seems to be working. Like, so since you have been making this music for so long, like, what are some things that you're doing now to push yourself to learn new stuff?
I mean, I think it comes from just like listening to whatever people are doing now, and like I think the whole time I've like reserved like mental capacity for like exposing myself to new stuff and like just absorbing whatever people might be doing in that time, or like whatever is like flashy of the moment, like kind of absorbing that and then experimenting and doing it in my own way. Because I know I have like I have like, relatively speaking, like unconventional production styles. Like compared to like how a lot of people are making music today in Ableton and like Serum and all that stuff. I've never really like I've never really like followed kind of the status quo. So I have my own way of doing stuff. So it's like taking in whatever might be popping at the time and then just doing it my own way. And it's just kind of like it's just a constant exercise in experimentation, really.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I get stuck on shit, man, I'll start fucking around with another synth. Like, I know I'm really late to Razor, but I just got that synth like a week ago, and it's been like really opening my mind up to some new shit, man. But yeah, having an unconventional way like modular synths and just like all bunch of hardware stuff, I feel like that stuff would be really good to just be able to create something new that you haven't done before.
Oh yeah, well that's the other part of the modular stuff too. It's just like you get some real wacky shit out of it too, like pretty easily. You can get some real like outer space sounding stuff with like relatively easy. I would say probably easier than you could in like software sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I don't even know what Razor. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a digital synth. It's pretty cool, man. It's actually it's super sick, man.
Is it another like wavetable? Is it a wavetable joint?
Yeah, it only has a couple wavetables you can use, but like all the parameters inside of it, like the different, like they do a really good job of combining filters. They have like a dirty low pass and like a dirty combs filter, but then it's like this other like metal and different cognitive filters that you can also add in there, which are really fucking cool.
Oh, sick! I'll have to check
it. You've collabed with a lot of really big names over the years, you know, like Minnesota, G Jones, and doing like a bunch of like really dope remixes for other people. So like, who are you trying to work with now, man?
Oh man, I've been talking to Tyler of the Trees. Yeah, I've been wanting to make some music with him. Jansen, I've been wanting to make a track with him for so fucking long. We've been talking about it for so long.
It takes so long with him, bro.
It takes so long with me too. I mean, if I'm completely honest, because like we were both busy as hell, but now we got some time.
Jansen will take 2 weeks to text you back, son.
Okay. Oh, he's that dude.
Oh yeah, he's that guy. Like you forgot about texting him, and then 2 weeks later at like 4 a.m. you're like, you get a text. You're like, what the fuck? This is so late. Like,
oh my god.
That's how it is with him, dude. Dude, so you got your EP coming out on Wakaan. I know in the beginning of the episode I said this Friday, but you said it's later, a little later. I guess I should have did my research on the actual date. But
no, it's all good. It's not even the EP isn't even announced, so you're all good.
So then I fucked up that intro. I'm gonna have to redo that whole intro. So no, but it's all good. So you got all these tracks coming with Wakaan, man. How'd you originally get linked up with the Liquid Stranger?
Oh yeah, so I mean, me and Martin, like we've been friends for a little while. I mean, because he's been in it forever too.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All good.
Yeah, he's been in the game forever. So, you know, whenever I was doing my like original like trappy stuff, I know he was a fan of it then, and like we had run into each other a few times over the years, like just touring and at festivals and whatnot. And I'm friends with like a good number of the people that work at Wakaan. Like we're all homies, and we would like party together at festivals and stuff. And the one main guy, Loper, who you know obviously, but for the listeners, Loper was so like I remember talking to him, and so my manager Frank, he lives out in Los Angeles. I know like him and Loper are good friends, and it was just like, you know what, like why doesn't like Rob do something with Wakaan? And like all of us were just like, yeah, we should do that. And like we talked about it at some point, I think like last year. It's like we should actually do this, you know. It's like we've been friends forever. It's like I know they've been fucking with my music for, you know, forever. And so yeah, it just kind of like ended up being, it's like it was spawned out of just like being friends with everybody, and it's just like, yeah, why don't we do this? Like it just makes sense.
Yeah. It is a good fit though. The music's just very, free form, but it's also very you. So, it makes for a damn good fit.
Hell yeah. I think it's a good time too with like I feel like over the years I've had like different little like like how you're working on music and you hit plateaus and you kind of got to like push to the next plateau, and I feel like I've like pushed to the next plateau with this new material. So like it's a really good time, I think, for getting involved with them like stylistically and I feel like I can provide like the best music of my life like right now. I'm on it right now. I've been feeling really good with the music.
That's awesome, dude, because all that label puts out is fucking just quality music, and that's what made me fall in love with the label in the beginning.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
And I want to thank you for coming on to my show, dude. We're almost at an hour here, dude. It's been really nice to to kind of get to know you and just chat it up. I feel like the first half we weren't even talking about anything serious, just fucking around, which is honestly what I love the most out of all this shit. It's just fucking around with people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. So it's been fun, man.
I'm happy to do it.
I do got another question for you, dude. All right, so G. Jones, Minnesota. Who else do I add into this list? We'll say of the trees, dude. You got to kill one, marry one, fuck one. Go.
Oh Christ. I would definitely kill Of the Trees. He's a bastard. I would fuck Minnesota because he's just delicious. I would marry G. Jones because for the stability.
Okay. Yeah, Christian's a very juicy man.
I know, he's voluptuous and sultry.
That's awesome, bro. Well, look, dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on to the show, dude. It's been good getting to know you, and I hope we get to fucking cross paths here shortly and just fuck some shit up.
Yeah, hopefully sometime, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, we'll definitely be fucking some shit up whenever that time does come.
All right, bro. Well, you be good out there, dude, and I'll see you on the other side, brother.
All right, homie. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Later, man.
All right, later.
And that was Mr. Buku, everybody. What a cool fella. What a cool fella. He seemed very open, like being able to talk about a lot of shit. So that was fun. That was actually my first time ever talking to him. He didn't even know my name, and I didn't know his name till today. But honestly, that's what's so magical about doing this podcasting stuff, dude. You get to meet really cool people, talk about some cool stuff. And he is a cool guy, man. I like the hair. Every time I see pictures of him, he's got that hair going on, bro. If he wasn't a DJ, I think he could be a model. Like, it would be like a crossbreed model. Like if they made a magazines for like non-gingers, but almost ginger, like a crossbreed. That's where he'd fit in. But y'all go listen to his new song, man. It's fucking dope. But that's going to end this week's episode of Talks with Taboo, y'all. I cannot thank y'all enough for watching this week and listening this week. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I love y'all. And I will see y'all next week, man. Peace.